Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well or better. So, the Nordic Warrior and I have this ongoing banter about Tevin Farmer and, how he should be on the pound for pound list. We're not making fun of Tevin Farmer, but, his fanboys, basically. But there's been a lot of some buzz about Tevin Farmer from, the boxing hipster who's always on the forefront. Damn, look at these low blows, man. Always on the forefront, right? Scouting for talent, trying to be, that first guy to be a fan of the next best thing, right? So that when that guy becomes somebody, they could prove to you how hardcore of a boxing fan they are because, well, they've been a fan of Tevin Farmer before you jumped on the bandwagon. Me? I don't really have the time to investigate most of these fighters until they get into, a good fight with somebody worthy, right? And this being a title fight, I believe, and what's the dude's name? Ogawa? Kenichi Ogawa being, from what I could tell right here, a pretty decent fighter. And hearing that this was a tough fight and a controversial one, I figured I would finally, man, he's getting his ass beat. Boom. I would finally take the time to check out Tevin Farmer, right? Because, we could get excited watching a guy fighting bums and all that. It doesn't really mean anything. What the hell was that? What is this? What is he doing? He's a slapper, guys. Look, I understand that he got shot in his hand or something and he's getting warned for some bullshit. And, maybe didn't have the best training camp or something, or is coming off an injury, right? No excuses. But maybe this wasn't the best Tevin Farmer possible, but let's give credit to the Japanese fighter, right? But anyway, as I'm watching this fight, the Japanese guy is clearly winning most of these rounds. Clearly. I mean, Tevin Farmer busted his eye with his head. He's been headbutting him. He got warned. Look at that right hand he just took and that left hook. There wasn't a single punch like that in this entire fight that Tevin Farmer landed. He's huffing and puffing. He's tired as hell. Poor stamina. Low blowing all night, man. I don't know if he got a warning there, but he got at least 4 warnings from Kenny Bayless. Now, I don't know how you could give 4 warnings for low blows. There he goes again. There's another low blow. How you could give 4 warnings for low blowing and not get a point taken away. I don't know how that happens. But, fucking chickens. The Japanese fighter clearly won this fight. He bullied him for the most part. He landed the better punches. He was the more technically sound, better schooled fighter with far better footwork. His punches were thrown correctly, turned over. He's just a better fighter, man. Just better schooled fighter, more technically sound fighter. He looks like much stronger fighter, That's just the thing. And look, I'm just judging him based on this fight, so take it for what it is. But from what I see, Tevin Farmer is like a cheap imitation of Javier Fortuna. And Javier Fortuna, I think he's a good fighter, but, he's not the best in this division. They are fighting at super featherweight, right? But anyway, Javier Fortuna is an athlete. He's a very athletic guy. He's fleet-footed. He's fast on his feet. He's got fast hands. And he can crack, right? He's got power. He's strong. He's a good athlete. Tevin Farmer has very little athleticism, but he tries to fight in a very athletic manner, right? Hands low and dancing around, switching stances, just being, very athletic, trying to be very athletic without that raw natural athleticism. Look at how flat-footed he is. This is useless. This doesn't mean anything right now. That doesn't mean anything. Unless you're Sugar Ray Leonard, right? Which he clearly is not. As you can tell, he's getting owned. Like, what are these punches he's throwing? You know what I mean? He's face forward. I mean, he's a southpaw trying to do the Philly shell against a right-handed fighter. So he's just giving him openings. He's just not a very well-schooled fighter. His chin is way out there in the air, and he's trying. I understand what he's trying to do, right? He wants to rely on athleticism to slip and counter, but he doesn't have much in the way of athleticism. Look at how sloppy that footwork is. Right? I mean, look how wide his feet are. What is this? Oh, low blowing, right? I mean, he's got some moves, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? But, my God. Anyway, he got very tired in this fight. He was huffing and puffing. Punch technique is non-existent with this guy. And when he does throw a punch correctly, it's so limp. He looks very weak to me. There's no power on his punches. He slaps most of his punches. They're clubbing shots. He's just getting outboxed, right? Stuck a jab out there and just got cracked. Look at this. Boom. He's trying to be someone he's not. He doesn't have the natural gifts or athleticism to fight in the manner that he wants to fight. Look how he's falling off balance, and see, like when he lands his jab, for example, a straight punch on his opponent's body, it doesn't really do much, right? And it gets blocked partially. But look, when his opponent lands, it sends him to the ropes. He's got no head movement. I mean, he tries to move his head once punches start flying. But other than that, his head is right in the middle. His chin is up in the air. He doesn't have like these great reaction time. And he seems to think he does. Look at these punches, man. Like, it's very amateurish and sloppy. He's just not a very well-schooled fighter. It's someone trying to get by on athleticism when he doesn't have much in the way of athleticism. And man, these punches are just so limp. I don't know. And he's wearing a skirt. So, I think Ogawa, I keep forgetting dude's name. Look at Tevin Farmer. I mean, he's just worn out, right? I thought Ogawa clearly won this fight. The crowd agreed. When Tevin Farmer got on the ropes, they booed his ass. When the decision was announced, there were a few boos, but the crowd was predominantly cheering the decision, and they were happy about the decision. And keep in mind, this is a Japanese fighter fighting an American in America, so this reminds me of Nick Walters, Jason Sosa. Even though this fight was a clear win for the Japanese fighter, the visiting fighter, but the reaction to this fight reminds me of the reaction to that fight, because probably because of HBO commentary, and as you can tell, I'm watching some channel. What channel is this? Let's give him a shout out. Well, I don't know what the channel is, but Full Fight from Inside the Arena, right? You could find it on YouTube. Low blows. I mean, come on, man. Tevin Farmer doesn't have the upper body. I mean, he moves his upper body, but he doesn't really have the head movement. He doesn't have the athleticism and the speed to be able to pull off this sort of fighting manner, right? It's not a style. It's a manner in which he fights, and he can't I think Tevin Farmer would do himself a huge favor if he just fought like a brawler, right? Just get inside and just brawl people. Because he doesn't have... There, he took a low blow. He doesn't have the technical ability. He doesn't have the punch punch technique, and he doesn't have the reaction time and the reflexes and the athleticism to be able to pull off this sort of what he's trying to pull off in the ring, right? So again, maybe it was just a very poor performance from him, but rather than look for excuses, let's give Ogawa credit because he came to win and he won the fight, okay? And Tevin Farmer really wants to be... Oh, see that? He didn't... This entire fight, Farmer didn't land one punch like this. See, this is a nice scoring blow right here. Look at it. Look at how limp Tevin Farmer's rear hand is, right? Look how limp it is. Look at this. What the hell was that? It didn't even land. And then he walks into the right hand. He just walked right into the right hand. Anyway. Another hype job exposed, alright? I'm out.